From the dawn of time, man has been asked the age-old question: either or, paper or plastic, fries or salad, truck or car. And so when Ford developed the Bronco, they said, why not both? As the car that Ford described as the GOAT, does it hold up to its reputation?
Throws it to the end zone for Ken Tompkins, leaping. He got it! Touchdown! Patriots!
Just in front of that line. Look at this, the double clutch, the reach out, and the stuff.
I'm Alex, and this is Going Nowhere. Let's talk a little bit about the Bronco, how it first started. Post-World War II era, there was a popularity, a rise in off-roading, camping, just natureman kind of stuff. And so Ford looked at this and took a survey and asked everybody, what do you want? They looked at three little letters that we know very well today. S-U-V. Sport, a roadster-like design. Something with two doors. Something that has enough power to get you up that hill. What does sport mode feel like? I mean, you're not going to be winning any drag races, but it's fun.
The Bronco that I was driving has a 4-cylinder, but it offers two different types of engines, the 2.3 and the 2.7. The 2.7 has about 100 foot-pounds more torque than the 2.3. Horsepower, you get 300 versus 330. Transmission, you get either a 10-speed auto or a 7-speed manual to your choice.
Utility. They wanted to make sure that you could take this vehicle also on your farm and make sure that you could tow whatever you need to, or go through some of these trenches, like these muddy terrains and things like that. And that was the utilitarian part of that. They wanted to make sure that you could actually use it. This comes with, obviously, a rear differential locker, which is great. You don't have to add one in. It also includes your GOAT mode. So this is something that Ford has touted for years. And this really means just something simple. Goes over all terrain. Which means that you can take it anywhere you want to, and you shouldn't have an issue with it at all. Lastly, vehicle. Back then, post-World War II era, people needed to haul around their new families, and a pickup truck just wasn't gonna cut it with a one bench seat and a truck bed. You needed to have some other space, and so Ford put that into a wagon-like design. It even has enough storage for all of your gear. With this little clip thing down, I got enough room for my camera gear, as well as a pink cooler and a Trader Joe's bag that is about to fall apart. And thus you have, when the Bronco came out in 1966, one of the first SUVs. Now obviously this is the brand new 6th gen version of the Bronco, but I think this one stays so true to the design, and honestly it looks absolutely fantastic. It has circular headlights that are friendly, like some of the other cars that we love. Something with that kind of characteristics, it just makes it look friendly. I think that they just really nailed down the proportions, the styling, everything on this 6th gen Bronco. It looks absolutely great. Another thing that I actually really like, and I don't know if it was intentional this way, but the hood, I guess, mounts on each side. I actually like it because it tells me kind of where the front of the car is and how it ends, but it definitely works like a line, and I appreciate it heavily. It looks and works great. Interior features, not bad. Let's see how we can kind of open up this rooftop. So I wonder if they made it idiot-proof so I can do it. I'm assuming you start with that. Who knows? Oh, it's that easy. Do I just throw it up, or? Does it go any further? I think it's supposed to. I don't know, but I've never actually stood up in a car like this, so that's cool. The back seats do have these grab handles, which is really convenient and nice. When the roof is up, it does say do not step, no step, because that's exactly what I would probably be doing. You have the window switches right here. You have some nice cables back here for when your kids need to switch on their phones and TikTok even further. And then you have these MOLLE panels. So these are plastic, but those will help you quite a bit. These seats are actually really nice. This is spacious. And then inevitably when you're camping, you can just wash out everything back here. You can open this up and then it's really easy for you to kind of just go ahead and clean it. I could also see this a benefit with kids. So when they spill stuff all of the time, just hose it down, really easy to go. I do really want to step on this. So far, this has been fantastic. I mean, the design of this entire dashboard is obviously very driver oriented, but also you get this nice rubberized sort of material and plastic, so it's really easy to clean off. In addition to that, you have all these grab handles. So maybe not right here, but you have them in the passenger side right here, so I can grab this for dear life when I nearly fall off a cliff. At least I have something to hold on to. And then you have them right here. I mean, I really like how Ford made sure that everything was buttons, first of all. Very utilitarian. There is this mirror visor, and I think it's the biggest one I've ever seen. You basically can block out the entire road if you sit up that high. It's kind of comical how large this thing is, actually. And then it has a ton of just features like these auxiliary switches. There's 6 of them. That's 6 different items that you can add on to, which you probably don't even know if 6 different things to plug in those. So that's great. Forward thinking. The Bronco, I think, is at a good price point right now, especially if you get a 4-door. That's a lot of value in a car. I think it does check off the SUV, the actual intention of an SUV. And it actually might do it a little bit better than the rest of the competition. Now, I've driven a Wrangler. I have a 4Runner. And this is the first time I'm in a Bronco. And I actually really like this Bronco. Again, I'm not lying when I said, if I were to test drive this in the 4Runner when it came out, I actually might be driving a different car. It just looks so good. It just has that classic styling. It's that new modern that you get. It's something that when people retrofit cars like the Singer, like by Porsche, or you have these other car companies that are taking original Broncos and making them 6-figure cars, that's fine, but why do that when you get all of the modern creature comforts in a package that looks absolutely like an instant classic? So let's go back to the styling. So this really kind of is all about the history of the Bronco and why it kind of ended up retiring. Each generation, the Bronco got something new that accelerated its platform. You know, in the 2nd gen, it became more comfortable, the 3rd gen, etc. But the 5th gen Bronco, the consumer really started to want something newer, want something with 4-doors. And just like Bill Belichick, they wanted something new, exciting, and sportier. And within that shift, Ford ultimately just decided to pull the plug. The market no longer wanted the Bronco. The decline of 2-door SUVs was here. And as we've seen across history, you just can't beat the classics. This is an ode to the original SUV with new body moves. Jeep avoided the same demise by adapting the Wrangler to a 4-door. That is until Ford released the Bronco from retirement and created, like all goats do, a comeback. So, sport or utility? With the 6th gen Bronco, you might not have to choose. If you're in the LA area and you want to rent this exact Bronco, don't forget to check out Turo in the link description below. And give a shout out to Tosh. Thanks guys, and thanks for watching.